We are already halfway through the week. Wednesday morning happens to fall on the 7th day of January. CJ Naselowitz, our daily show. We got a good one for you today. Lacy McDonald joins us and so much more. Really just a good way to hit the midweek point. A lot of fun stuff getting ready to start happening as we get January rocking and rolling. And like I said, coming up, Lacy will take us back 100 years ago. We'll fill you in on your daily dose of local and all of that great stuff, too. Hope your guys' morning's off to the best start it can be. We'll take you right to top of the hour news now. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you download the RiverBender.com app today. I can't begin to tell you how many people have that downloaded. You can join tens of thousands that are in the know. Plus, if you sign up for our daily email update around the Riverbend, you can join 90,000 plus that stay with their daily dose of everything local every morning around 9 a.m. We'll take you right to Jerseyville first as we start off. As Officer Nick Wolfel was recently awarded a department commendation for his brave actions during a house fire on December the 22nd. Here's what we know on this. Arriving quickly at the scene on Pine Street, Officer Wolfel spotted two residents trapped in a second-story window surrounded by heavy smoke and flames. Demonstrating quick thinking and courage, he climbed onto the porch roof, forced open the boarded window, and helped the occupants to safety, staying with them until firefighters arrived. His selfless efforts, along with the coordinated response of local emergency personnel, ensured everyone was rescued and received medical care. Additionally, several city employees were recognized for their long-term service to Jerseyville at the recent city council meeting. A full story available at RiverBender.com/news. Dalton Brown had that one for us. Also in the news today, Director Robert Rizzi has retired from the Madison County Sheriff's Office after an impressive 42-year career in law enforcement. He spent the last 11 years serving as Director of Special Operations, making a significant impact on the community. Before joining the Sheriff's Office, Rizzi worked at Livingston Police Department and Troy Police Department, where he rose to Chief of Police. Madison County Sheriff Jeff Connor, Deputy Chief Sheriff Marcus Polito, and staff congratulated him on his well-deserved retirement, recognizing his dedication and contributions. His commitment to public safety has truly made him a difference maker in the region. We congratulate him on his 42 years of service. Also in the news this morning, Dr. Jack Gropel, an Alton native and renowned tennis coach, businessman, and speaker, has released his memoir titled Mountains Within, A Life of Achievement, A Quest for Meaning, and the Mountain That Changed Everything. The book, available from January the 8th, shares Gropel's journey from playing tennis at Rock Springs Park without formal lessons to becoming a Hall of Fame coach and co-founder of the Johnson & Johnson Human Performance Institute. Beyond his achievements, Gropel's memoir explores his personal struggles with relationships and faith, highlighting his adoption of a son and their climb of Mount Kilimanjaro. Through the story, Gropel aims to inspire readers to embrace hope, trust in God, and pursue meaningful lives. Though now residing in Florida, he honors his Riverbend roots and offers his book in multiple formats, including an audiobook that's even narrated by himself. Also in the news today, Belleville officials have approved a $2.5 million budget for street and highway maintenance from May the 1st, 2026 to April the 30th, 2027, utilizing motor fuel tax funds. However, City Council has postponed a joint funding agreement with IDOT for a roundabout at the IL-158 and Illinois 13 intersection. Concerns were raised about the vague $480,000 funding appropriation, which could leave the city financially liable if project costs exceed estimates. Additionally, questions about maintenance responsibilities for the intersection's lighting and curbing, largely on state highways, remain unresolved. The council will await IDOT's response before moving forward with the project. The Woods River City Council recently received an unmodified or clean audit opinion for the fiscal year ending April 30th, 2025, and this indicated that no significant deficiencies or material weaknesses were apparent. Highlights from the audit include a reduction in capital outlay expenditures following the completion of the Woods River Rec Center, which previously accounted for nearly $16 million in expenses over 2 years. The city's governmental net profit rose to $365,962, reflecting fewer large projects last year. While charges for water and sewer services increased by $350,000, higher payroll and costs slightly reduced net profit in these areas. Additionally, investment income for police and fire department pensions grew by 10%, exceeding $1.8 million in 2025. You can see a full recap on that story again at RiverBender.com/news. Finally, in the news this morning, before we take a look at weather, Marquette Catholic sophomore Chase Jones scored an impressive 33 points and guided the Explorers to a thrilling 67-64 overtime win against number 9 ranked Columbia during the Columbia-Freeburg Holiday Tournament. This victory marks the team's 11th win of the season under coach Steve Medford. Jones, alongside teammates Carson Jones and Cam Golike, earned spots on the all-tournament team, with Chase also receiving the Tucker's Automotive Repair and Tire Male Athlete of the Month honor. Coach Medford praises the team's progress and highlights Chase's evolving leadership and defensive skills. The Explorers are building momentum as they prepare for the rest of their 2026 season. You can see a full write-up on those Athletes of the Month and all Athletes of the Month that we cover at RiverBender.com/sports. Let's take a look at weather. It doesn't feel as warm as it did yesterday at this time, but that's okay. We're going to get there. Right now it's at 42 degrees. They say it feels like 48 out there, but I'm going to argue with them on this one. Today there will be clouds breaking for some sun this afternoon, and tonight just more clouds as we await the rain that's coming into the area. Humidity's at 85%, and right now air quality's at 63. Mold is low at 121, and the tree levels are now moderate at 18. Might be time to take an allergy pill today. Here's what you need to know for the next couple of days. Today, temperatures reach 61 degrees. They'll drop down to 44 overnight as we head into Thursday. We aren't going to see any rain until Thursday morning. Now, on Thursday, we're going to see thick cloud cover. It will become windy in the afternoon with periods of rain and a thunderstorm predicted. And then on Thursday night, that's when we'll see the heaviest chance of this rain and a thunderstorm on Thursday night. It will be pretty windy as well as we head into Friday. On Thursday, a high of 62, a low of 47. Now, on Friday, that rain chance continues. On Friday, temperatures reach 53 degrees and drop down to 40 as we head into Saturday. But on Friday, like I said, there will be showers in the morning, a 55% chance of them, low clouds. And then on Friday night, a chance of evening showers and spots, but not really region-wide as that trickles out into Saturday. On Saturday, a high of 44, a low of 24 degrees. And now there is a chance of precipitation just depending on when that hits in the morning. You could see some snowflakes. You could see some rain. On Sunday, a high of 34, a low of 23. And that's a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 42 degrees. They're saying it feels like 48. I'm saying it feels like it's cold out there. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by downloading the RiverBender.com app today. Hey, while I have you, wanted to fill you in real quick on friend of the show, Keith Short. You know, every time Keith's on, we really gain some valuable insights. And what I was telling you guys the other day, it really is kind of funny, but it's true. If I can understand this, I hope you guys can too, because the world of legal matters really is just about as confusing as it could come for me. And what I appreciate about Keith is, you know, hearing him explain this to me and realizing, you know, that's just what he's doing for his clients. I mean, whether or not we're talking about personal injury or medical malpractice, which, man, that's a tough one, or if it goes on the lines of their other avenues like estate and probate court or workers' comp, transactional law, they have you covered. But we're talking about really being a bulldog and a pit bull when it comes to legal representation. They're excellent in litigation, but they're superior in representing you. Keith's talked about this numerous times, that honesty and that client relationship that they hold so sacred. And really, that's where they go above and beyond. And the other thing is, too, that Keith talks about so much is the fact that, you know, we heard that stat that very few lawyers are, you know, actually going to trial. And when you're working with Keith Short and Associates, you're working with the tried and true. You're working with the firm that's done this, and they're going to take you through it every step of the way and really walk there with you. Never leave you out there wondering about questions, really just being your advocate. And that's what you need most, no matter if it's for a medical malpractice claim, no matter if it's for an injury claim, no matter if it's for workers' comp. You need someone that's going to be there, that's honest with you, but also there to guide you no matter what. You can learn more at siltrial.com. SILtrial.com. That's SILtrial.com. And don't forget to tell Keith that I sent you over his way. We'll take a quick break. Daily Show continues on this Wednesday morning. 9:28's the time. RiverBender.com, Roku TV. You can also listen to this on Apple Podcast.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today. As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American, state, and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
Welcome back. Daily Show, 9:30 on the nose. And, I wanted to fill you in on something that's pretty cool. So individuals can learn more about roller derby and even join a local team. This is out of Troy. So at 7 p.m. on Thursday, January the 29th, community members are invited to Tri Township Activity Center in Troy for orientation by Confluence Crush Roller Derby. The team is open to all women and individuals over the age of 18, and this involves trans women and non-binary individuals. Kaylin Teagle, also known as Swamp Smasher, noted that the community is welcoming to all bodies and people. During the January 29th orientation, newcomers will learn the history of the Confluence Crush team and how the sport works. Now, roller derby is a physical sport, but they're also looking for non-skating officials to join their team. With about 50 teammates, only around 30 to 40 members actually play. Whether or not skating is for you, you can join and enjoy the community. Now, Teagle noted that while starting a new sport can be intimidating, the Confluence Crush group doesn't require any prior experience or skating expertise. They are eager to teach new skaters how to skate and play the sport. They welcome players from across the St. Louis and Metro East region. Teagle shared they offer several bonding experiences in addition to practices and matches. For her, the camaraderie is the most important part of the sport. As a nonprofit, the Confluence Crush also makes it a point to give back, and Teagle and her teammates urge people to commit to themselves by joining the derby world. She added that roller derby encourages vulnerability and pushes people to their limits, but in a supportive environment where everyone is uplifted. Whether you decide to attend the orientation on January the 29th or stop by the Sweetheart Smackdown, which is in February, to see the Confluence Crush team in action, Teagle hopes you will consider joining the team or supporting them. She emphasized that the Derby is open to all, with men's teams and junior leagues available in St. Louis as well. The goal is to bring people together for fun, community bonding experiences, and you can learn more about this on their official Facebook page or learn more at confluencecrush.com. Also, wanted to fill you in on this. Wasn't in top of the hour news, and just kind of a little note, how we do top of the hour news is we always, it's always the most trending stories and the things that we're all talking about as we wake up. And one story that just hit the newswire just a little bit ago was this out of Alton. So thanks to a deliberate investment by OSF Healthcare, they're bringing the latest healthcare technologies to the Riverbend region. And listen to this. OSF Healthcare St. Anthony's Health Center installed 2 advanced diagnostic imaging systems, a state-of-the-art CT scanner, and an MRI system designed to deliver faster, clearer, and more accurate imaging for patients and empower providers with life-saving diagnostic precision. So here's what this is all about. It represents the latest investment towards the future of healthcare at OSF. And Linda Sheppers, a DMP and MBA RN, NEBC interim president of OSF St. Anthony's, had that to say. When patients have questions, imaging services like CT and MRI are among the most important tools getting them answers. Riverbend residents deserve the very best, and these new advanced diagnostic imaging systems are among the most sophisticated available. The investment reflects our commitment to innovation and patient-centric care at OSF. CT and MRI technology also provides doctors with more information and developing treatment plans while remaining non-invasive for patients. The new MRI can reduce exam time by 50% of traditional MRI. Patients spend less time in the machine, and physicians receive results faster, allowing for earlier diagnosis and treatment when every second counts. That's what Fred Sansauci had to say. He's the director of imaging services at OSF. He had this to say also. Additionally, the new MRI offers a new comfortable patient experience during the scan with more open tubes that's suited for patients that are up to 500 pounds, reducing the anxiety and claustrophobia. Previously, some specialized imaging was difficult to obtain without crossing the river, Sansauci said. Now, Riverbend region residents have all the imaging technology they need at OSF in Alton. Whether it's chronic pain or sports injury or a complex neurological case, the new MRI provides a non-invasive means of obtaining diagnosis and determining the correct treatment. That's what Sansauci had to say. That was the end of his quote. You can learn more about this new machine. It's called the GE Healthcare Cigna Artist Evo MRI and the GE Healthcare Revolution Ascend CT machine. Those are the 2 new ones. You can learn more about diagnostics and imaging services at OSFHealthcare.com. That's OSF St. Anthony's Health, OSFStAnthony's.org. That's OSFStAnthony's.org. Sorry, I was getting used to my live read, but really just great from, OSF. And that's what I think is so important when it comes to, OSF St. Anthony's, is the fact that at the end of the day, receiving care is the most important part of our lives, and whether or not we're talking about for, we're younger in life or older in life, it don't matter. It's all around good care. And, for so long, and we talk about this with OSF so many times, it's the fact that, for a long time, people had to go across the river for everything. I mean, it seemed like you would go see your primary and then boom, here you go again. Now we're going back on 270. Now we're back on 367. Now we're here. Now we're there. Now we're there. Now we're there. Now we're there. OSF's really made it a point to bring all that back into the 618. Bring it here for the first time. I mean, OSF celebrated 100 years recently. And, in those 100 years, they've always been evolving. But now they've really hit their stride with that Muller Cancer Care Center, their psychological services, their detox services that we've we've talked about that are really crucial. But also, let's not forget about their wound care clinic. That was a huge upgrade. And now when we talk about this advanced imaging services, and we've had the individuals that are running this on the show before, and we had a really in-depth conversation. You missed it. It's available at RiverBender.com/news. You can learn more about this at osfhealthcare.org overall and just really learn about how they're just stepping up each and every day, or just go to osfstanthonys.org. If you're sick this flu season and COVID season, whatever we call it, cold season, I know that we're already getting some sneezing going on and coughing upstairs. Listen, you don't need to bog up the waiting room. And, primary care might be hard for you to get into right away. Urgent care it up. Go to OSF Prompt Cares right there on Godfrey Road. It's right next to Walmart. You aren't going to wait for 4 hours. You're going to be in and out, and they're going to take care of you every step of the way and really get you the help that you need when you need it the most. You can learn more. OSFhealthcare.org. That's OSFhealthcare.org. Don't forget to tell them I sent you over their way.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today. As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
To city-based initiatives like Alton. This is cool, and Alton got a citywide grant. Fill me in on this, and really just in an overview before we dive in. This is some positive times for the city.
Oh, absolutely. And I just want to start by saying happy Thankful Thursday. It's great to be here. Alton participated in our community engagement and consultation program, and this is a part of our beneficial electrification package that really tries to incentivize people in the state of Illinois to transition into electric vehicles. What this program does is create a comprehensive electrification transportation plan for community at the top level. So we worked with, hats off to Andy Campbell, with the Planning Commission. We worked with the city management. And for us, a plan is not a plan till it's written. And so we create this plan in collaboration with the city to create goals on transitioning into electric vehicles. As a part of that, Alton qualified for an additional grant. We were able to give $75,000. And so what they're going to do is align the goals, figure out what's best for the goals for the city to utilize that funding and then either transition that into electric vehicle charging stations or maybe make a transition from their police vehicles or public work vehicles into having those be electric vehicles.
Really unique here. So with that, it goes back towards the EV side of things, correct? So, and take me through that with the charging stations, and I know that they get used. There's some on the riverfront at Argosy parking lot that are used. It seems like all the time. So, could these be used in public parks or public parking lots for the charging station side of things? And then on the flip side, for the emergency responder vehicles, could that be in any qualification of what falls under the emergency personnel umbrella?
Yeah, great questions. We really focus on public charging.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be used, if that's the goal, to put in public charging stations that would be available for anyone to use. Now, additionally, we have our Charge Smart program.
Yeah.
And so what that does, not only on the business side with the community, can we help with the CEC program to put in the charging infrastructure, but for qualifying residents that own an electric vehicle, we'll actually pay for the charging station and pay to have that installed in their residence.
Wow, that's incredible. How long is the turnaround time on that, do you think? I know that's kind of a fluid answer, I'm sure, or a fluid question, because it's all dependent on variables.
A lot of variables. Doesn't take long, though.
Really cool. Yeah. Now, how did the city find out about the opportunity for this?
Yeah, great question. So we intentionally focus at Ameren on what we call our equity investment eligible communities.
Okay.
And those are environmental justice areas, pre-designated areas, R3 areas, or low-income areas.
Okay.
And so we intentionally focus on outreach and provide extra financial resources like the grant, the $75,000 to Alton. And so we will send emails, we'll do a calling campaign, but really Alton came in through a webinar.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible. So we had monthly webinars. Alton signed up. They wanted to find out more about the program, learned about the opportunities and the potential funding, and realized that having a written plan could really align in with the rest of their strategic planning for the city. And so something that we can build on. It's an evergreen plan. It's a draft, but something that pulls in all the education and resources together.
Well, and I think that Alton's such a unique spot, and there's so many around the Riverbend region, really up through Edwardsville and you name it, that become almost tourist, places where folks are coming in for a couple of hours and shopping or going back. So to have those, stations or whatever you need utilize that grant for, it all falls in line for exactly what you're saying. That's a really good point.
Absolutely. And so, with charging stations, it kind of is, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when there's statistics and data behind it, but when you put in public charging stations, people use them and people look at maps and how to get to them and they use their phone. And so they will be utilized.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, now, did any other communities attend this personal or this singular webinar, or is this a kind of an ongoing program where communities that are invited can hop in when they're able to?
Yeah, and so the goal of this program was to have 80 communities participate.
Okay.
And we were able to complete that goal.
Wow.
And so 80 communities in our territory have strategic plans. 38 of them got funding on top of that. Now we're going into what we're calling Beneficial Electrification Plan 2, which is approved and starts next year. It will go for 3 years. There'll be 10 communities a year that will be able to get plans.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, and now it also means a lot for the, just the regional infrastructure too, in terms of whether or not, the purchase is decided for, A or B. I don't think that really matters because, like you said, more charging stations, they'll come, people will come to those. But also on the public safety side of things, it could alleviate, some of those, extra burdens that, those vehicles see.
Oh, absolutely. One of the benefits with electric vehicles, besides a lower cost of ownership, so you have the equivalent of
right.
$1 or $2 a gallon of gas when you're charging, is the little or no maintenance. So people that own these electric vehicles, they don't have to have any oil changes. Mm-hmm. There's only 20 moving parts versus 200 moving parts. And so they're considered way more reliable and dependable. So you can save a lot on maintenance cost. And And then from the battery side, there also can be, like you mentioned, used for resiliency too. You can use the electric vehicle as a battery if there's any instances.
Now, we were talking a little bit too about just the webinar opportunity and some of the other opportunities that are provided to some of the lower resourced areas, and you gave us those qualifications. What are some of the other community programs? I know, like the fleet assessment and things like that.
Yeah, we have a great program. So this is for any business that has one or more fleet vehicles.
Oh, okay, I get you now. Yeah.
And so if I'm either a mom and pop shop, or if I'm a university or a community, what this program does for us, data is the new currency of the world, right?
Yeah.
And so what we do is provide a comprehensive database analysis, and we do this over a 5, 10, 15, 20-year horizon, where we compare a gas vehicle to a likewise model of electric vehicle. And so they can look at that and make a decision. We look at total cost of ownership. We look at carbon reduction. We look at net present value, cost per driven mile. So they get all this analytics together in a report, and they can provide that to the financial department. They can make a decision based on it. They can take it to a board. And so, really it's about empowering people with the right sort of information to make those decisions.
Well, and see, that's where I think it's so important, and just to double in on that, is that it's information, and really that right source of information where you aren't just taking a guess, and so many times I think as business, especially on the mom and pop side of things, you're so busy,
Yeah, great point.
It's like, who has time to really do the numbers on this? So when you have an opportunity to at least see if it makes sense, and if it does, great. And if it doesn't, then that's okay too, but at least you know.
Exactly. Hey, you're doing great. Ameren's hiring, by the way.
But it's really cool. And now, what about this community engagement and consultation program?
Yeah, so I'm really proud of this program. It's one of the programs I help lead out. For us, one, hats off to communities that want to participate, because, mom and pop shops get busy, but so do the communities too. And they're often strapped thin because they're trying to put out fires and make sure daily services are happening. But to forwardly think and look at strategically planning ahead is amazing. So what that program, it does that. We get all the information on electric vehicles, all the information on resources and grant funding available. We do site-specific suitability scoring. So we'll work with a community like Alton that identified locations, and then we'll score those locations. We run it through modeling.
Wow.
and look at road density, how close it is to another charging station, what is the electrical capacity there, and we'll give them a score from a 1 to 100. And so now they can look and say, well, this one has an 89. This might be a better spot to put the charging station. Well,
that's really, and I'm sure it happens a lot of times with communities like Alton that are a little bit older, and you have to, find the right opportunity for that charging station.
Well, it's like you said before, we can all guess.
Right. So, that's awesome. Hey, you got a moment to take a quick break with me?
Yeah, sure.
We got to pay some quick bills. We'll come back with more of Ameren right after this.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
So I get in trouble all the time, but I think this is the better version of Baby Please Come Home. Mariah Carey's great and all that, and like it kind of scares me when they unthaw her for after Thanksgiving.
that
but
version
this is
better.
the original and how it should be. Thank you,
the
Brian.
Classics.
Yeah, we were talking about the fleet assessment, and getting in here locally, has anyone reached out to be a part of that?
Yeah, actually, Scott Bibb College.
Or the community assessment, sorry.
The fleet assessment.
Oh, yeah.
So Scott Bibb College, which is part of Lewis and Clark College, they do workforce development. And so they use 2 vans that were donated to them from MTA. And those vans are getting older. And they're looking now, they just had a fleet assessment completed.
Okay.
And the numbers look great. And they're looking at transitioning into an electric van.
Yeah.
And so that's just somebody local that has been able to utilize the program.
Well, and it's great, though, I think, for taxpayers to hear that at least they're looking at different options that are more efficient for, it's, not only for their staff, but also at the end of the day, it goes back to the taxpayer for funding the college. So, I mean, on the flip side of that there's 2 great arguments to make for this. It's really good.
Yeah, as much as we can make and gain efficiencies nowadays, is
yeah, no kidding.
Absolutely amazing.
And it leads into the next point because we're talking about Lewis and Clark. Is the fleet assessment, is that for, larger businesses only, really, or organizations?
Anybody that operates 1 to 2 vehicles all the way up to large fleet operators can benefit from this program. And in fact, we're specifically focusing on smaller businesses.
Makes sense.
Like you said, they're busy. So as much as an opportunity as we can to let them know about the program and get in touch with them and bring them value with it is what we're trying to do.
So what all goes into the assessment? We've been talking about it a lot, and it sounds great, but on the what are the nuts and bolts of it? What do they see in that breakdown?
Yeah, yep. And so they will, in the breakdown, it's pretty extensive. It'll be about a 10, 15-page report. It will look at, and it can even compare multiple models of vehicles. So if you had a truck, you're a university and you use a truck, but you also use a minivan, and then you also have other facility public work vehicles to move things. And so it will do that analysis, and what it will do is it will break it down on 5, 10, 15, 20-year horizon, but then it will compare 5 to 10 different key points, like cost of ownership. So what is the cost of ownership for each one of those? What is the cost per driven mile? What is the present value of those vehicles?
Yeah.
What is it going to look like 5, 10 years from now? What are the fuel costs? What would the cost be with the electric vehicle infrastructure included compared to the gas vehicles? So really analyzes all that.
That's really incredible. I mean, that's that's about as comprehensive as you can get.
I don't think
with
there's
a
anything
report.
else we can If you know of anything, let us know.
How much wiper fluid's in the car? I guess.
Exactly. Yes.
So what does the CEC electrification transportation plan include?
Yeah. So the CEC plan includes, really it starts off with an analysis of the current state of the area of that community.
Okay.
So what exists right now? What charging stations exist not only in that community, but within that region?
Do solar fields come into play here when you're looking at those?
Not solar fields. It's looking at only electrification transportation.
Gotcha.
Yep. And so it'll look at, how many EV owners are registered in your community? Okay. So it'll take a snapshot of that. It'll show how many have registered for the past 10 years. And it'll show, is that trending up or down? Why, right? And so we start with the current baseline and we look at the current analysis of the population density, how many people own electric vehicles, where the electric vehicle infrastructure is. And then we start aligning with goals with the community. What are their long-term goals? What do they want? Economic development? Are they looking at safety? Are they looking at, whatever goal? And then we will craft to those goals, strategic plans, and run data analysis for them on those planning.
Wow. It's incredible. I mean, and now it takes really, though, community partnership and engagement, though, on that standpoint of things. I can only imagine you can only go as far as you want to unless you have a willing partner that's, ready to dive right in and really look at this too.
It really is the people that make the places.
Yeah.
And especially with the communities, hats off to Alton and the other 80 communities that stepped up, that were able to participate. And I applaud forward-thinking communities that take the time to look at resources. We also have another initiative, not with electric vehicles, but we have a market development initiative that will actually help communities locate grant funding and help them write the grants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow,
and so
really
we're
cool.
really community focused, and we think that driving from the community top down works, while at the same time reaching out to the residents about the programs and the businesses.
Well, and that's a great way to wrap up, because we talk about the residential side of things all the time, and I can tell you I'm getting ready to benefit from a residential program myself. So it's there's a lot of things like the energy efficiency program that's fantastic, and I mean that's saving huge amounts of money and alleviates the city from having to figure out a way sometimes to help maybe some of the older, some of the properties that need that help, and they just fall into despair, and so it's really good on all fronts from Ameren, at this point.
Our biggest challenge really is to let people know about the programs.
Well, that really is, to me, would be the issue, because it's whenever you have a menu, and it's like when Gordon Ramsay goes into Hell's Kitchen or Kitchen Nightmares, he's like, well, your menu's 4 pages long. Why don't we shorten it up to 1 page? But you can't, because you're providing all these. That's kind of the one problem that Ameren has. You can't just decide on this because they're all important.
Exactly.
Really cool stuff, Mark. Thanks so much for stopping by.
I appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. And,
enjoy your Friday.
Thank you. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back with top of the hour news and get right into Blog Talk with Sydney. Salvation Army's on the show.
Depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live Live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back. Daily Show, 10:03. Here's what you need to know on this Wednesday morning as the 10 o'clock hour rolls on. RiverBender.com and Roku TV. We'll take you right into Jerseyville first. Jerseyville police officer Nick Wolfa was recently awarded a department commendation for his brave action during a house fire on December the 22nd. Here's what we know. He arrived quickly at that scene on Pine Street, and Wolfa spotted two residents trapped in a second-story window surrounded by heavy smoke and flames. Demonstrating quick thinking and courage, he climbed onto the porch roof, forced open the boarded window, and helped the occupants to safety, staying with them until firefighters arrived. His selfless efforts, along with the coordinated response of local emergency personnel, ensured everyone was rescued and received medical care. Additionally, several city employees were recognized for their long-term service to Jerseyville at the recent city council meeting. A full recap of that is available at RiverBender.com/news. Also in the news today, Director Robert Rizzi has retired from the Madison County Sheriff's Office after an impressive 42-year career in law enforcement. He spent the last 11 years serving as Director of Special Operations, making a significant impact on the community. Before joining the Sheriff's Office, Rizzi worked at Livingston Police Department and Troy Police Department, where he rose to Chief of Police. Madison County Sheriff Jeff Connor, Deputy Chief Sheriff Marcus Polito, and the staff congratulated Rizzi on his well-deserved retirement, recognizing his dedication and contributions. His commitment to public safety has truly made him a difference maker in the region. Also in the news today, the Shiloh Police Department is asking for the public's help in locating 30-year-old Shahab Bashir, who was reported missing on December the 7th. Bashir left her home on foot around noon that day and has not been seen since. She is known to frequent the Washington Park area, described as 5'5" and weighing 235 pounds. She was last seen wearing a cheetah print shirt and black slides. Authorities are urging anyone with information or who has had contact with Bashir since her disappearance to contact Detective Sergeant Kyle Bade at 618-632-9047 immediately. Also in the news today, Belleville officials have approved $2.5 million budget for street and highway maintenance. This will start from May the 1st, 2026 through April the 30th, 2027 using motor fuel tax funds. However, the City Council did postpone a joint funding agreement with IDOT for a roundabout at the Illinois 158 and Illinois 13 intersection. Concerns were raised about the vague $480,000 funding appropriation, which could leave the city financially liable if project costs exceed estimates. Additionally, questions about maintenance responsibilities for the intersection's lighting and curbing, largely on state highways, remain unresolved. The council awaits IDOT's response before moving forward with the project. Let's take a look at weather. 46 degrees in downtown Alton, and it feels like it's 50 out there. Humidity at 76%. Today, clouds breaking for some sun this afternoon, and then tonight, increasing cloudiness as we head into Thursday morning. Right now, the air quality is at 73, which is moderate, and the mold is low at 121. Tree levels, though, they're in the moderate category at 18. Today, temperatures reach 61 degrees today and drop down to 44 overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, a high of 63, a low of 45. There is a chance of thunderstorms in the morning, but mostly rain in the afternoon. And then by Thursday evening, rain and a thunderstorm will take us into Friday. On Friday, a high of 53, a low of 37 degrees with more of that chance of rain happening on Friday morning. By Friday evening, that rain should be clearing out to just a spot shower. On Saturday, a morning shower could be in the midst, but other than that, just breezy and cooler, a high of 44, a low of 24. And then on Sunday, we start our week with a high of 34 and a low of 23 degrees. That's a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 10:07, it's 46. It feels like 50 out there for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, Return Home. Quick break, more show around the corner next.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American, state, and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live Live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back, Daily Show. 10:13 is the time. Lacy McDonald in the studio. It's been a little bit. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
Life's good.
Good.
You have been, working.
Yes.
I've been off.
Well, yeah, I had a little bit of time off. So that was really wonderful. But yeah, I just haven't been here on the last 2 Wednesdays because those were days the library was closed.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Good to have you back, though.
Thanks. Good to be here.
What'd you write about?
Well,
oh, wait, no. That's rude. How was your holiday?
It's all right. It's what I'm here for. It was really nice. Yeah, we were.
Sorry, that was like
no, I've got
totally
to switch
did
modes.
not even care. I was like, oh, well.
Yeah, it was good. How was yours?
It was good. It was really good. But so what'd you write about now?
Now that we've gotten that out of the way.
Now that we got the pleasantries out of the way.
I wrote about, this was the Christmas article, I wrote about sledding in the streets of Alton because in 1925, because we're still in December for this article, the Parks Department, well, it was the Recreation Commission, which was part of the Alton Playground and Recreation Commission, met with the mayor and figured out a plan to have several streets roped off on sledding days so that the kids wouldn't have to worry about getting hit by cars.
That's really cool they did
Yeah.
that. Did they
Yeah.
do that for quite some time, or was that just kind of a one and done?
No, they were planning to do it all winter. So I don't know if they had done it in the past because the Playground and Recreation Commission really just came into effect in 1925, I think, because it's when we talked about them learning how to play. I think that was just last year.
Yeah, that was last year
Okay.
for the Park and Rec Department,
Yeah,
or
so-
the commission.
Right. The commission was created just, I think, between that last winter and this winter. So I think it was the first time they were doing this, or at least officially in this capacity. But the streets were roped off from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the days when there was enough snow to sled.
That's cool.
So yeah, and it was Summit Street west of Prospect, Albee Street from 12th to 15th, East 17th Street, and Brown Street in Upper Alton. And they had guards posted at the entrances to the street so that people couldn't just go anyway.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So,
Yeah.
How many kids do you think?
Oh man, I'm sure it was tons because this is what they did on snowy days. And there'd been a lot of accidents. Children and adults had been killed in sledding accidents or hurt in sledding accidents. Sometimes being hit by cars, sometimes two sleds hitting each other.
Kind of a morbid question. Is it because a lot of it is, did we have like the advanced surgeries for some of these broken bones and things that hit arteries or causing infections?
Right. Well, we didn't have antibiotics yet, so if you've got a gash,
did they die instantly in some of these sledding? Were they that bad because of just the metal on them, or I've always wondered that.
Yeah, I think that in the sledding accident that I saw where someone died, they were hit by a car.
Wow.
The one where somebody was injured, there were several where people were injured. They were two coasters running into each other. One might have been dead. I don't know. That's a really good question because without like looking at exactly what they died from.
Like, you just never know if they had like internal bleeding from their injuries and they couldn't get there or like, who knows where it's at type of thing. I don't know. It's just always been something I've thought about because I always heard like old sledding was like pretty dangerous thing to do. Like, not like the plastic little sleds that, I mean, we can barely go 10 miles an hour on those.
Yes. These had the metal.
And then they'd soap them up. And and then you were off to the races and probably a decapitation chance.
There were chances for a lot of different injuries with this.
There was a lot of danger and fun back then.
You know what? I
like that playground I saw.
Yes, yes. I was gonna say I kind of lived in the transition from fun playgrounds to safe playgrounds, and. Like, as a parent, I'm glad that my kids had the safe playgrounds, but man, some of those fun playgrounds
There was a park in Alton that had one of those old death traps on it that spun around when I was still a kid. And I'm like, why is this still here? Like, this is bad.
My sister fell off one of those once, and it was bad. I mean, she was okay, but yeah, the like merry-go-rounds that go really fast were pretty intense.
So, was this something that just... Were they doing it prior? Did you know or anything?
I don't know. And there was nothing
that indicated that they did?
There was nothing that indicated that they did. There was also nothing that indicated that they were doing it in response to specific incidents. Like sometimes it'll be like, we are roping off the streets because so-and-so was hurt or killed. The instances that I saw had been from years past. So like the year before, there were announcements, articles about several people being injured or killed. But it wasn't like this and so this. Although, of course, they said, the plan was designed to ensure safe places for coasting and to permit all children to enjoy the sport of sled riding free from danger of traffic accidents. So, I mean, it was a very deliberate thing to prevent traffic accidents. Also, I think about this a lot. Like there are all these horrific accidents in this time period with people driving cars and hitting people and people dying. But it would also be really traumatic for the person who was driving.
Oh, God. I couldn't imagine living with myself. I mean, I'm not being funny. No. I really could not imagine living with myself as something, even if they weren't hurt. Just the act of like, oh, wow, that what could have been.
I know. And I think because they were still kind of figuring out cars in general and traffic patterns, and they didn't have streetlights yet at this point.
That's true.
So there's so many times when, as a driver, you would be put in really precarious situations for yourself and for pedestrians, children running in the street, all that, where, you read these articles and it's like the driver couldn't stop in time or whatever. And I feel so much for the person that got hit and their family. And I feel so much for this driver that now has to carry this for the rest of their lives too.
Well, and you're right, because I'm sure there have been circumstances and probably more times than not of that, honestly. And it's cool to know in a way that, hey, instead of just saying no sledding, let's go and block the road off.
Yeah. I didn't even register this when I first read it, and then later as I was reading it, I thought more about it. But they were roped off from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. So they the kids sledding was from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it was dark. But this is winter.
I thought you were supposed to go in home when the street lights came on.
Well, I don't know if they had. Well, maybe they had street lights. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need more photos from this time period so I can determine if there were streetlights. So if anyone has photos from the 20s.
That would be really important to note.
Yeah, because I've got most of our collection is 1937 forward. The late 1930s through the 1970s are when we have most of our photographs. So I have almost nothing from this time period. But hey, actually this is a picture on the article from 1915, and that does look like a streetlight. So maybe they did have streetlights,
or it was a telegraph line.
Telegraph line. Yeah. Well, yeah, it looks like there's something sticking down from it, but I don't actually know what telegraph lines.
I don't know.
Look like.
But you never know. That would be fascinating to know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how they, and that also means that these kids were not going to bed until after 10, because there's no way that you would stop sledding before your time if you had to wait till 4.
You know what? One of my stupid thoughts have always been: how did everyone know what time it was?
Right.
You know, like if school starts at 10, but like maybe the whole town was wrong on their time. Like they all set it 3 hours too late and they didn't realize it. I don't know. One of those stupid thoughts.
Right. No, like who do you ask?
Like who is the time judge?
Who's the timekeeper?
Yeah. Is that an actual thing?
Oh man. Well, I mean, they used to have more clocks on buildings, but it wouldn't have been common enough to have a clock on your building for that to be like how the town kept time.
Right.
So, well, no, people had like wind-up clocks and stuff.
But what if those were wrong based on a clock that they used that was wrong?
Okay, so we're not worried about people having clocks. We're worried about people having incorrect times on the clock. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I almost just said they could check the newspaper, and then I was like, nope, doesn't work for timekeeping.
So just so everyone knows, I did a little bit of research.
Okay.
We've had this talk before.
Research.
As early as 1937, Alton was managing street lighting, but involved paying people to light and maintain coal oil lamps.
In 1937?
That's what it says, pre-1937.
Okay.
Yeah, and then lighting came, I guess, in the 30s or 40s. Is that wrong?
They were using oil lamps in the I don't know that they were using oil lamps in the 30s. I would want to look into that a little bit more.
Yeah,
because we got electricity at the library in like the early 1900s.
It's from one of these Telegraph articles from 37.
So you can click on the actual article. What does it say?
I don't know. I'm trying to get it. Let's see. Show article text. Oh, I have to sign in for an account.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
Well, maybe I'll write a street light article.
It was because the city council was disputing a bill for street lighting by Alton Gas Light Lamp Co.
Well, that doesn't mean that it was
couldn't be.
gas.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Oh wait, hold on. It says they claims a person employed in, but approved claims for persons employed in to light the coal oil street lamps.
Maybe they were using.
That would be fascinating, actually, to know like just the evolution of that. Because I'm probably wrong. This is what the article said from the Alton Telegraph.
No, if it's from the time period, then it's probably correct. But
I trust you a hell of a lot more than I would trust me on these.
Well, I'm not a primary source. The newspaper.
The
newspaper is a primary source.
That's
so
true.
I would trust a newspaper from the time period.
Yeah, okay, that's better to say.
I wouldn't trust a current newspaper more than I would trust me. But about that time period. But I would trust a newspaper from that time period. I had never wondered about streetlights before. And
I don't know why I did. Sorry we went on this tangent on this. I just was like, what the hell, you know?
A new thing to figure out. Well, because, a lot of times, like, an old name of a company would carry forward. So it could be like the Alton Coal Oil Company that did electric streetlights.
It just maybe it's read wrong. Maybe they typed in. I don't know. We got to figure this out. There is a mystery. That's right. Starting off the year hot. Now we know what we're going to look into.
Get ready.
I swear, if Don Hubert comments on this right now and ruins this for me and tells me the answer.
That would be great, actually. I like it when mysteries are solved right away. And then
I don't, because it takes away the tease, Like, there's something to keep these people here for now. So how long did they block these roads? Was it just seriously anytime there was snow?
Yeah, they would just put an announcement in the newspaper that was like, guess what? Streets are closed today. Maybe that's why they had to start it so late in the afternoon so that everybody would get the newspaper first. I don't know. That's total speculation on my point.
It's very brilliant speculation.
Thanks.
I like that.
Thank you.
Got a moment to take a quick break?
Okay.
We'll come back, talk about this article more, and another one after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Timber!
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today. As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
Welcome back, 1028. A little bit of change. Back with Lacy. So, finishing up and wrapping up this snow sledding article.
Yeah.
I guess you could do no other type of sledding than on snow. You could do ice sledding, but that's called being in a toboggan, right? Or
Oh man, I don't. Now we're gonna have to do the history of sledding as well. No, I don't know if that would be called tobogganing or if it would just be that you went on the wrong place with. Well, you don't want to be on ice. That would be too fast, right?
Right. But that's what they do on a toboggan, right? Or bobsled. That's
bobsled. Oh, yeah.
Not a toboggan.
Yeah,
not a toboggan.
That's a different thing. The Winter Olympics are coming up.
I thought the Summer Olympics were this year.
No, the Winter Olympics.
Oh.
Yeah.
When's the Summer Olympics?
I'm 90% sure, but not 100% sure.
I bet you're right and I'm wrong. I'm not good at this stuff.
I just found out recently.
Oh, yeah. No, so here we go. The Winter Olympics start soon. Wow.
Yeah, so we'll get to see some bobsledding.
Yeah, and then in 28 is when the Olympics are, because it's every
Olympics.
2 years.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm big onto curling.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
I can get behind it.
We passed like a curling building on the way back from Kansas City last week.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I met the gold medal curling winner.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I don't know from when. I think it was 2018, but I got to hold the gold medal.
How did you do that?
I was I was running the boards for Josh and Heidi's show, and they had him on as a guest.
Oh,
so before
cool.
he left, I made sure I got a damn picture with
yes.
that thing. Well, actually, Josh did, but I was I got to hold it. I was very adamant that I wanted to hold the gold medal. Not very many medals have been won lately, Lacy, so you got to be able to take a chance when you can.
Right.
You know?
Hold whatever when you can get your hands on it.
Was this followed? Do you know if this was continued on at all in the years that followed? I'm sure it was.
I feel like yes.
If it's the same mayor and administration,
yeah.
they're probably just like, let's go ahead and do this.
I bet that they did. I don't know. I didn't look beyond that winter. I know some other things that they were planning. They were going to set up artificial ice skating rinks around the city, and
really,
they would just like flood certain areas. No, I mean like not flood in a bad way, flood in a good way.
The sinkhole would have been a perfect ice rink.
Oh man,
we would have had it for a year and a half too.
Be a swimming pool in the summer months. So they would set up the rinks and then flood them, not just like go look for some flooded areas and determine that they were
go find a swamp somewhere and go, there it is. Oh man.
Yeah, so they did that, and then they had like drama and music programs, basketball leagues, and I couldn't find anything more about this, but it said indoor baseball leagues if suitable gymnasium space is available. So they were planning to play some indoor baseball, but I don't know where they wanted to do that or if they actually did it.
How?
I don't know.
Like, what building is big enough for baseball at this time?
Suitable gymnasium space. What does that mean?
Oh man. I mean, I guess if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
What else did you write about?
All right. So that was the Christmas article. And then I had a New Year's article also. And that one was about how the Princess Movie Theater gave tickets to the Telegraph newspaper carriers, who were all children, like who delivered the newspaper.
They didn't have grown adults. Oh, no. Doing the mail, was it grown adults or was it still kids?
The mail? I think the mail was adults.
Okay. You had to
that's
rise through
like
the ranks.
federal.
Yeah, you're a federal agent.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got powers.
You're
and
in
stuff.
line. You're in line for the presidency. I'm not making fun of male people. I hope that didn't come off that way.
No, I don't
but
think so.
I watched Tammy the other day, or not Tammy, The Heat. Have you ever seen that with?
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, I'm a federal agent too. I work at the post office." And every time I watch that, I just go into tears. I just think about that.
I'm a big fan of USPS, and
they're better for me than anybody else. Like everything else, because my house is a weird address, and USPS is the only one that puts it in my damn mailbox, because everyone else is just like, we'll just throw it to the closest house. And then I have to walk to my neighbor's house, look like I'm stealing packages off their porch.
I know. Isn't that awful?
Yeah,
like,
it's terrible.
I've done that. Yeah. Like, because sometimes you can see the picture, so you know where it is, and you know what house it's at, and it's not your house. You have to go take your package from someone else. But yeah, no, love mail carriers, but this is the newspaper carriers. Mail carriers, I think, were adults. Newspaper carriers were children. And they were all boys, from what I could tell.
Interesting.
Yes.
Did they make a good living?
I don't know if it was a living sort of thing or if it was an extra money sort of thing, because this is the 1920s. So as we were talking about, it could have really gone either way. Like, I hope they weren't having to support their whole families on a newspaper delivery salary. But who knows? But yeah, they were off on January 1st because there was not a January 1st edition of the Telegraph. So the Princess Theater manager, James Riley, gave 70 tickets to be distributed to the carriers. He gave them to the Telegraph on New Year's Eve for them to hand out. And then the children could go whenever they wanted to the next day to go see Old Clothes, which was a movie playing that had Jackie Coogan, who was the first child movie star.
Very interesting.
Yes.
I was just looking up what place in line the Postmaster General fell.
Oh, what is it?
Not even in the top 30.
Okay. Well,
but there's like, that's because they have a lot of those house things where like it's like House Pro Tem and Senate Pro Tem.
Yeah.
You know, I think what they should do is just make it a game like the lottery where we all just kind of apply. You know, if that ever happens where we have pure chaos and it's like we're down to the 30s, just go ahead and do a lottery and just pick a name out of the hat.
Everyone in the country?
Yep, congratulations. It could be a friggin' 13, it could be a 12-year-old, could be a 7-year-old, could be a 13-year-old, could be a 94-year-old. But if we're ever that bad off, where we're like 30th and down the line and it's like, oh, we're in trouble, just lottery.
You know, my daughter years ago told us what she would like work on if she was president, and her list was really good.
I'm in. So she might, if we ever got to that point, I would say let's go to a lottery. I would initiate that vote. Then I would also not be a part of it because I'd be like, God, this is a mess. Be
like, for everyone else, good luck.
I will see you in another country. Bye-bye. No. So this is I was looking into this a little bit on your article. So, were movie tickets expensive?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like, like it's kind of like candy. Like they said it was like a nickel like a penny a piece of candy, but like a penny was probably
inflation.
Hard to
Yeah, I think that it probably would have been difficult for them to. It would have been a treat.
Okay,
I'll say that.
So it was like a different day for them.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it would be a real gift and not just kind of like a condescending, like, all right, here you go. Like, I think it was a generous offer made by the Princess Theater, especially because they didn't just say, like, y'all all have to come to this one showing. They were like, here are your tickets, and whenever it works for you, come to the theater. So that was kind of nice, too.
Wow. This is interesting. So Jackie Coogan had a pretty interesting...
Rough life.
He was Uncle Fester?
He was Uncle Fester, and this was super interesting. So,
That's how, because he looked so familiar. I'm
Yes.
like, the face did.
Yeah, he was very successful as a child, and then found out as a young adult that his mother and stepfather had spent all his money. Like everything. And then the California legislature enacted the Child Actors Bill, which is called Coogan Law, like to
because of him.
It was because of him.
Wow.
To protect other child actors and the assets that they made while they were working. And then later in life, he played Uncle Fester. He desperately wanted the role. From what I read, he auditioned for it and was sent away. Went home, like put on his own makeup and outfit and shaved his head, like made up his character because he loved the Addams Family. If you don't know this, was a cartoon, was a comic strip first. So he had this idea of what Uncle Fester would be like in the what he would look like, what he would be like in the TV show. So he went home and redid his outfit and everything to reflect his vision of this role. Went back and they hired him and sent everybody else home. So
this is incredible
so
for all
he
the
was
wrong
Uncle Fester.
reasons. I mean, he had the
Yes.
equivalent fortune to $92 million in today's standards. Estimated 68 to 91 million, just on average, with inflation and everything else. And he only received, if like he were to be worth $92 million today, or 68 to 92, he received the equivalent to $2.8 million after that trial. So, I mean, yeah, you got something out of it, but you probably went broke with lawyers and everything else, and then you lose there's nothing left of it.
I'm not even sure he got the money. I think that was what he was supposed to get.
Oh.
And his mother and stepfather were like, sorry, we already spent it.
Oh, yeah. Wow. $50,000. Oh, wow, he did. So he lost a lot of money on this deal. Whoa. It would have been like $6 million he would have received, but because of all of the lawyers and everything, it took him it just kept chopping him down and down and down. Charlie Chaplin, not a good person, but helped him out.
That's how he got his start, actually.
Yeah.
He was in a 1921 film, The Kid, that was a Charlie Chaplin film.
Well, and he gave him $1,000, it says.
Oh, did he?
Whenever he was poor during the trial.
Well, that's nice.
How awful is that?
Yeah.
Like, we took
and
a
also
turn on this.
Yeah, Charlie Chaplin is not great. So
No, Charlie Chaplin's not a good person
I don't like
at all.
having to say, thanks, Charlie Chaplin.
No, I won't.
But yeah, it was rough. And then another interesting... Well, that sounded really like dismissive.
No, it's something that's why I laughed, because that was like the best thing we could have done. It's just like, let's just go into a different
Well,
avenue.
it was. When I was reading it, I just felt
it's
so
awful.
bad for him.
Well, and what's funny is I didn't even know that was the same. Like, I had no idea about
No,
this.
I
So
didn't either.
I just reading. I'm like, I'm going to look up a little bit on him while Lacey's talking, and I'm like, wow, okay, Uncle Fester had a terrible, terrible life.
And this is another one that George, I should mention, I put it in special thanks to George Filler. George found the initial article, and then he's also the one that told me the thing about Jackie Coogan being Uncle Fester later.
Wow.
And so that really piqued my interest, and that's why I wrote this article. But another part of it, Joan Crawford was in it, and this was the first film when she was called Joan Crawford, because I knew that was a stage name, but what I didn't know is that it was a stage name that was a result of a Movie Fan magazine contest.
Oh.
Didn't even say, like, here's a picture of the person we're trying to name. It was like, we are naming a new star. Do you want to win $50? If your name is chosen, you could be a winner. And she did not like the name at all. So she was kind of stuck with it for the rest of her movie career.
Well, I mean, I think Lucille LeSueur sounds better than Joan Crawford.
So do I. But apparently the MGM president thought that LeSueur sounded too much like sewer. But I think that was also like, it was too French.
I think these guys were just drinking way too much.
Yeah, they just wanted a contest. They wanted.
Could you
something to put
imagine?
in their
Here's what I
magazine.
imagine poor old Lucille. She's sitting there smoking a cigarette, and they're like, yeah, we're going to choose you to have the name change. And she's like, okay. And she's sitting there with her little long cigarette, and they're like, it's Joan Crawford. And she just puts it down and just like looks at him and is like, son of a bitch. You know, like that's all they could do.
Because your contract
That's all you could do.
like you had a contract with the studio.
Yeah.
So if they said you had a new name, you had a new name.
I'm Joan Crawford now. You know, like, okay, well, now you're going to be our janitor. Well, okay, I guess I'm going to be the highest paid janitor they've ever had now. So that's it. I mean, that's crazy how bad some of those contracts were.
Yeah.
George Fuller does a lot to help you on these.
Yes, he does.
That's awesome. And then, man, the movie posters are just incredible. You know, there are a lot of details, but the movie name is where I think it just gets Old Clothes.
Old Clothes, a sequel to The Rag Man.
That's cool. Lacy, what are you writing about next week, or what are we talking about next week?
I am writing about an injury due to the Charleston dance.
That was around back then?
Yeah, remember we talked about it this time last year. It was what they were doing for New Year's last year. And so the Charleston, it was still new enough that not everyone was doing it.
The Tom Jones thing, right?
The Tom Jones thing.
Oh, we did the same bit. I'm thinking about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, the Charleston, not the Carlton. Yes, we did do this.
The same
we
bit.
accidentally did this bit
like,
last time.
Why the hell is everyone dancing like Tom Jones in the 20s? Like, I don't know why.
The Charleston. If I had more room, I would demonstrate.
We'll play something.
The Charleston. It was a vigorous dance, not unlike the Carlton.
I was like, why are these people getting hurt?
Yeah, that one it would be harder to get hurt in.
Oh, God. We'll talk about it next week.
Yes.
Lacy, thanks for stopping by.
No problem.
10:42. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap up the show next.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Amarin.com/energyfuture.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Welcome back. Daily Show. On a Wednesday, we're wrapping up this show, and thanks for hanging out with me. Just a couple of things to fill you in on. Nothing too crazy today, which is always good as we're getting back into the swing of things. And here's what you need to know as we are starting to wrap up Wednesday. Dan Brandon, our content director, has this. The Bread of Life Food Pantry in Hamel. It's launching a new capital campaign to raise funds for relocating and constructing a new pantry building. Organizers announced this week. Here's what we know. This project was approved by the Alhambra Hamel Ministerial Alliance to build a facility just down the road from the pantry's current location on Cimarron Drive. Now, the new building will include HVAC, electrical work, interior walls, and shelving designed to better serve families experiencing food insecurity. While partial funding has been secured, the campaign does seek to raise an additional $35,000 to complete the project and expand access to essential services. Community members interested in contributing can find a donation link through the pantry's outreach channels. Campaign and underscores ongoing efforts to address food insecurity in the Hamel area. We wrap up our news briefings of the day with this. Over the holiday season, the Edwardsville Police Department teamed up with the Illinois Department of Transportation and law enforcement agencies statewide for the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over and Drive High, Get a DUI campaigns. As part of this campaign, officers conducted 25 traffic stops. These stops were in addition to those made during regular patrols. The extra stops led to 2 arrests for impaired driving, 1 for driving with a suspended license, and 20 citations, 12 for speeding and 8 for other violations. Lieutenant Matt Cincy had this to say: "These results highlight our dedication to community safety. Impairment, whether from alcohol, cannabis, or other drugs, can be deadly. We urge anyone and everyone to always arrange a sober ride." The holiday enforcement campaign was administered by IDOT with federal highway safety funds managed by the National Traffic Highway Safety Administration, and is part of Illinois' It's Not a Game statewide media outreach program. So I saw this and wanted to fill you in on it. The news team had this, just our staff upstairs. And, January wasn't always the first month of the year. And in some places, it still isn't. Think about this. So hear me out on this. This simple fact explains why calendars can feel both obvious and oddly arbitrary at the same time. We treat January the 1st as a clean reset, new goals, new budgets, new planners, but the choice of January is not a law of nature. It's the results of politics, religion, and practical needs colliding over thousands of years. Understanding how calendars evolved also explains why we still carry around leftovers, like leap years, uneven month lengths, and names that don't even match their numbers. Looking at you, September. A calendar tries to match three things that don't line up perfectly: a day, a month, and a year. A day is the Earth's rotation, a month, roughly the moon's cycle, and a year, the Earth's orbit around the sun. 12 lunar months, of course, add up to 354 days, which is around 11 days short of a solar year. Now, that gap creates quite the headache. If you follow the moon, your seasons drift. If you follow the sun, the months stop matching the moon. Different cultures solved this in different ways. Some used mostly lunar calendars and added extra months now and then. Others used solar calendars with months that were simply human-made blocks. What we use today, the Gregorian calendar, is a solar calendar with months that don't try to match the moon exactly. The roots of the modern month names are Roman, and early Rome did not start the year in January. The Roman calendar began in March, which fits many things that matter to Romans: military campaigns, farming cycles, political terms. The history shows in the month names, like September comes from Septem or 7, Octo 8, or November comes from Novem, which is 9, December, Decem 10. If March is month 1, those names make perfect sense. If January is month 1, they're off by 2, which is exactly what happened later. So the early Roman calendar also had problems with length and consistency. It was adjusted by rulers and priests, sometimes for practical reasons and sometimes, for political advantage. Imagine if a government could extend a year to keep officials in power longer. That kind of thing happened. Now, January is named after Janus, the Roman god of doorways, gates, and transitions. He is often shown with two faces, looking both backward and forward, symbolically, that make January a great threshold month. But symbolism wasn't the main reason January became important. Politics was. In 153 BCE, or before Christ, Rome moved to the start of the consular year, the term of newly elected officials, to January 1. One practical reason: Rome needed leaders in place earlier to respond to military conflicts, especially in Spain. Starting the political year in January helped the government move sooner. So even before later reforms, January 1st already had weight as an official starting point. Over time, the political habit influenced the broader idea of when the year began. So by the 1st century before Christ, Rome's calendar was so out of sync that seasons and months no longer lined up well. Julius Caesar introduced a major reform in 46 BC, creating the Julian calendar. Key features: a solar year of 365 days, an extra day for 4 years, months arranged in a way that resembles what we do now. The Julian calendar was a huge improvement. It made the year predictable. It also reinforced January's role as the start of the year in Roman civic life. Still, the Julian calendar wasn't perfect. It assumed the solar year was exactly 365.25 days. The real value is slightly shorter, which meant the calendar drifted about 1 day every 128 years. The drift mattered most to the Christian church because it affected the calculation of Easter, which is tied to the spring equinox. So, by the 1500s, the drift, it became noticeable. In 1582, Pope Gregory VIII introduced the Gregorian calendar, which is the one most of the world uses today. Now, here's the two big changes that came with it. The first one, leap year. A leap year, rule tweak that is, leap year every 4 years, except years divisible by 100 are not leap years, unless divisible by 400. Then there are leap years. This keeps the calendar alive. Bet you didn't know that, did you? The calendar It keeps it in line with the solar year much more accurately. And then to fix the accumulated drift, several dates were skipped in parts of Europe. October 4th, well, it was actually October 15th. I just talked about this with Lacy, about time being off. Could you imagine just getting up, you're reading the paper one day, and it says, hey, welcome to October 15th, and then you think you've been in a coma for 9 days? So that's why you sometimes hear the claim that people lost 10 days. It's true in the sense that the calendar jumped forward. It's also why historical dates can get confusing when comparing records from countries that adopted the Gregorian calendar at different times. So why does January start the year now? January starts the year because of a long chain of decisions that became tradition. Roman officials began their term on January 1. We talked about that. Julius Caesar's reform stabilized the calendar, and then the Gregorian reform spread worldwide through colonization, trade, and international coordination. And then Christian Europe gradually treated January 1st as a practical civil starting point as well. It's less a cosmic truth, and it's just more of a shared agreement at that point. So not everyone, though, agrees. New Year's dates around the world, and here's how they go. Even though with global business norms, different cultures still mark the New Year at different times. I mean, the Lunar New Year is the most obvious one to me. But what about this? The Nowruz, the Persian New Year. It's tied to the spring equinox. And then you have more like the Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, which is falling in early autumn and set by a lunisolar calendar. And in parts of medieval Europe, the New Year was sometimes counted from March the 25th, which is why older documents can list dates that seem, quote-unquote, off by a year. So, I don't know. It's just kind of the way it was. And I just thought it was kind of interesting. So, with that being said, you can see a full write-up. There's about 5 more things to go through on this, but I just thought it'd be interesting to see how the calendar took shape and really where it came through. And, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson actually had a really good thing about, or thought on the Gregorian calendar and, you know, BC and AD and all of it. And you can see that too online somewhere. But just saw it, wanted to fill you in on it before I said so long for now. We have a good show tomorrow. Jackie Spiker's joining us. I think we'll have Alton Athletic Association. We'll see. Then on Friday, we're going to be talking to Denise Sparks. We're going to be talking to Precision TMS. Really excited about this new way that we can really start tackling some of that depression, some of those things that, you know, we're feeling that it's a chronic issue. There's hope out there. There's new things, and we're going to learn all about those too in the next couple of days. Stay tuned to RiverBender.com throughout the day. Until I talk to you tomorrow, just try your best as always, my friends, to stay out of jail.